Folks, don't try this. Use a brazing torch. Don't do this. Oh yeah. I'm supposed to be welding tables. But no! Okay. Well, we'll try not to burn through. Made this little bracket here. We will have to notch the fender a little bit if we even use fenders. And let's see if we can burn up a tire. I don't know what that tiny piece of foil is going to do, but we'll give it a shot. Thank you, tiny piece of foil. Let's we brush that off, and then we'll do the same thing. And we did pretty good there. We didn't burn through. If I burn through, that's it. End of story. Find another project bike. We might have to touch it up a little there. Come on now. I need you, foil. I need you. Stay there. This foil is not cooperating. I don't know why I'm worried about these tires. They're junk anyway, but you know. Okay, let's come around to this other side and see what we can do here. I'm supposed to be welding tables today. I did, though. I did a little bit. I did. I'm working out here. I'm getting work done. Okay. That's not bad. That's not a bad little tack bead. You can't really put the big whammy on this because it's tubing. And I have the MIG gun down low. I should really be brazing this actually. Off a little on that. Yeah, I did better on this other side. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Don't worry. Don't worry, Mr. Engineer. I'm a welder. I'll fix it. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to run the big mountain tires in this, but I think it's going to work. I'll show you the brake I'm going to use in a minute. All right, let's keep going here. All right, let's get that there. We'll grind this down and get a little bit right there. Light is right in my eyes. Sometimes you don't need light when you're welding. All right, let's grind this down and take a look. We might fill along here. We're gonna grind it down and take a look. Okay. All right. You know, it's really close to me just leaving that be. And the reason is, you run the risk of burning through the tube. And you can see, let me get a little pointer. I mean, you shouldn't be MIG welding on a brazed frame, okay? Just don't do it. I make the mistake so you don't have to. Like right here, you can see the little burn mark. That's where I'm starting to grind through the tube. Now I want to put a little bead there in that spot. It's kind of missed. But then I'm going to have to grind it again, and I don't really have a great grinding flap disc right now. And I'd love to come along here and get that, and maybe a little there. This tube's pretty good. I haven't ground through yet. But I'm pretty sure that any more grinding right here, we're going to go through. So maybe a little splotch there, a little splotch there. I guess we'll keep going and we'll try to splotch it up. But this tube's already flattened out a little bit. And I guess the best I could really do is get in there and maybe just call it. And maybe a little blop there. Although, you know, if you whack that with a hammer, it's not going anywhere. You'd be surprised what MIG welding is, what it's... And plus, all the weight of the brake is going to be going that way. Yeah, you'd be pounding on that all day. I'm tempted to leave it alone, but I'm such a perfectionist. Well, I'm really not a perfectionist, but that's going to bug me. You know, it's those little things that you don't do when you should have. Anyway, we're going to try. We're going to try to get those little spots. And why I'm trying to save this crappy tire, I don't know. I have no idea. I should just take the wheel off at this point. Let's test the brake, and then we can take the wheel off. Stop shaking the camera. Okay, this is not the brake I'm using, but it is a brake of the right size, and I will buy an alloy one. I know, I wasn't supposed to buy anything, but there's this company that has these big BMX brakes like this, and they're in different colors, alloy, and they're kind of cool. So whatever color I end up painting this, I can get a matching brake. We still haven't dealt with the front brake, which is just drilling a hole, really hoping that we don't ruin the forks. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Okay, as it sits right now, with a spacer, which we don't really have one handy, it goes in between there. It's a little aluminum spacer that's flat. We'll just pretend like everything's going to be okay here. There's going to be a spacer under there. Oh, let's get a spacer. Ugh. Let's get one. I'm looking. That one's too big. That one's way too big. I guess we'll just use some washers. I don't know. I got this giant spacer. This is way too big. That's way too big. But yeah, let's use a washer. It's ridiculous. I guess we'll just hold it up. We don't have the right spacer right now. I'm not really going to look around for it right now. But anyway, it would be like there. And that's enough room to get those down. Yeah, I think that's enough room. Whether this flexes, I mean, this metal brake will flex, so it's probably not a candidate. But if I order that aluminum alloy one, you can still get to that. We're going to have to notch the fender. We're going to have to put a big slice in the back fender if we want to use it. Yeah, that's the way it goes. And I don't know if we can use the existing fender bolt. We'll figure out something. Anyway, I think that's going to work. Let's take the wheel off right now, because this is bugging me. And then we can really get in there with the MIG welder and finish those two little spots. And the goofy foil won't be there bugging me. I don't know why I was trying to save the tire. Maybe because I just don't want a big explosion while I'm welding, you know, like a tire popping. You could lose all your argon. Yeah, let's take this off, bro. This is ridiculous. Okay. And we're not going to use this 40 sprocket. We're not going to use this sprocket. It's the wrong pitch. It catches on this smaller chain, which is 3/16. That's only for 1/8 inch chain. Unfortunately, I thought it was for 3/16. So I'm relegated to using a skinnier one that's a 5-speed Schwinn or a 5-speed Huffy. I probably won't use that one. But maybe if Fred's watching, he can kick me down a 38 tooth Schwinn 10-speed one. You know, the inner one, not the big one. If you got a 38 tooth, Fred, let me know, because that would be really nice. Otherwise, this is not going to be a low geared 5. It's going to be a normal geared 5. You know, you're going to get all puffy while you're riding your Huffy. Okay. let's get this back wheel off. If the back wheel even comes off now. Oh man, glad I didn't weld that on there too tight. All right, let's get rid of this little devil. Okay. Now we can pretty much get in here how we want to with the grinder, with the welder. I think we're going to touch up, let's sand this a little and look at it. I'm tempted just to leave it alone, but there's that one spot that kind of bugs me. This is probably better welding than any Huffy ever with a MIG gun. I know, it's crazy. Yeah, we're just about burning through that tube. That's a no-no, but I think I can hit it there. Maybe a little touch there. And we'll see about getting up in there. I'll just be very careful not to grind on that. I'll be over here. Now that the wheel's out of the way, I might have a chance. I should have took the wheel off. But I wanted to see how the brake was acting, you know. All this work and the brake won't work. That would be an issue. All right, let's put the ground on. Okay, you wanted some long videos. You got it, man. Put some vinegar on it. Okay. Let's see if we can get that little devil. That's bugging me. Oh yeah. Brush. Dang it. I've lost my brush. I'll have to review the video to find my wire brush. I think I got it though. And there's a little spot there, I can see it. Where'd that brush go? brush. Great. Oh, well, let's keep going. Okay. That's kind of what I hope was to accomplish there. Fill up those two spots. Now I'm gonna hit there, and then maybe I'll try to come up into that realm there. Let's hit this one first though. Yeah, baby. That was gonna bug me. I don't know where my brush is now. Bummer. All right. That's about as good as we're gonna get, folks. Whew. All right, let's be super careful and try to grind this down. Maybe I brought the brush over here. I've completely lost my wire. I've lost my mind, folks. Okay, well, we don't need it. We're gonna grind this off now. Check for flaws. Okay, was it worth it making that second pass? We'll find out in a second. Okay. I'm supposed to be making tables. Tables are boring. Alright, let's grind this up real quick and then we'll get on to making some tables. Probably spray this with a little primer, maybe keep it from rusting. I can live with that. Yeah, I can live with that. Definitely. Oh, maybe a little. Let me hit that real quick. welding slag in there. I'll show you. Not slag, it's just like a little extra weld that fell in there right here. I don't like that. It's gonna be hard to get out though. Yeah. I guess I could get my little peanut grinder or something. Man, that's really annoying. I should have sprayed it with the anti-slag stuff. Yeah, we gotta get that out. That's really bumming me out. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, you know, looks like that's probably better welding than Huffy has ever done in its entire company. You know, it's probably the strongest Huffy you're ever gonna see. Yeah, there's a little pinhole there. I'm gonna let that go. I don't have a really good flap disc that has a sharp edge. So if I weld that, it's just going to be grinding more into the tube, which I really want to avoid. I'm every Huffy. Right now I'm just trying to kind of blend it in a little bit, so when I do spray it and then paint it with something else, it won't be so obvious that somebody's hack jobbed this up. I could actually just cut this other piece off now if I wanted to. Just zip that off. But you know what? It's been brazed on, and it's doing its thing. It's keeping the frame all together. So, you know, I think we'll just let it be. Okay. Hey, you know what? That's I mean, it looks goofy. I could take this out, but I think I'm going to leave it in. Who's going to see it with the fender on? The fender's going to have a notch cut in it, and we can't run 26 by 2.125. I think the biggest tire we can run is a 195. I think the 2.125 will rub against that, and I can't really clearance it anymore without messing up. See, this bike wasn't made to have a back brake. We're pushing the limits here pretty hard. But it's on there, and I dare say that's probably stronger. That's probably stronger than that thing brazed on. It should be interesting. I think I can use that to put the fender on. Yeah, I can weasel a bolt in there to put the fender on, and we're gonna have to cut a little notch in the fender. And like I say, this is borderline. Okay, we've made this frame have a back brake, but at what cost? It can't be a true mountain-sized tire. You can only run a 195. These are 195s and they fit, so you know, or we could run a 1.50 or something if we wanted to. But this kind of defeats the purpose. These are 1.50s and they're not really mountains, but they definitely fit in there and give you some less rolling resistance. Yeah. Let's spray it up with a little primer real quick. Let's get the camera kind of away for that. Yeah. give it a little spray job, folks. Or some kind of paint. Something. I don't really have anything. Well, I've got gloss black. And gloss black it is. We're just going to spritz it. Just to keep the rust off of it. Okay. That's just so it doesn't flash rust. Black kind of looks cool on this bike, actually. I was thinking gloss black with yellow dribbles. And, you know, because I'm quite the artist here. Okay, so I dare say that is probably the strongest part on the bike. I hate to say it, but Huffys aren't known for their incredible strength, especially in 1981 or 2 or 3 or whatever this is. Well, there you have it, folks. With much ado, we have an actual spot for a rear brake. No, it's not anywhere near that other stay. Do we care? Yeah, you guys should care. You should comment a lot and tell me I'm really blowing it. Yeah, we are going to change this front gear next video. If Fred kicks me down, I know he's got a 38 tooth Schwinn 10-speed gear. You know, the kind you unbolt from, you know what I'm talking about, Fred. I know you got it. One of these. The one that goes underneath that. You know what I'm talking about, Fred. It's the one underneath all this. I think it's a 38 or a 39. Anyway, I know you got one, Fred. Cough it up, man. Okay, hope everyone's doing good. Yeah, now I gotta, oh man, I want to do some fun stuff. I don't want to weld tables. Anyway, help me not to weld tables. Promote the channel, subscribe, like, have a comment. We got to get this stuff out there for people. Because who else is going to modify their 81 Huffy for back brakes? And this is the next project. We have to drill a hole in here. And if you notice, there's not a lot of room. That's the standard thread there. Yeah, we're really going to be pushing it. Well, actually, that's not too bad. Yeah, I think we can get like a 1/4 inch drill bit through there. All the way through. And make some spacer that helps it there. And make a little... I'll show you what we're going to use. It's something similar to this. We'll have to take one of these and... It's going to be dicey, folks. It's another one of those, this is things. If you drill the hole there, then how are you going to make that be a spacer? It's going to be tight. But by golly, if I have to weld a big plug on there, I'll do it. Okay, I gotta get to work. Hey, as always, be positive, folks. The more you spread the joy and the knowledge of working on bikes and helping people, it's a good thing. I hope this video shows somebody how to use a MIG gun on a brazed frame. Not recommended, but if you're really gentle and easy and you turn your machine way down, you can do it. And like I said, you can whack that all day with a hammer. It's not coming off. You'll probably bend the tube. I was lucky I didn't burn through. We're doing good. Okay, peace out, guys. Good thoughts. Okay, it's pretty cruddy in there. Good Lord. Yeah, no freeze damage. That's good. No broken seams where water went in there. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's kind of a rough one. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll blow some compressed air in there and see what happens. Well, let's drill it. I don't see any seam damage. Sometimes water runs down in here and then it breaks the seam, breaks the tube. Yeah. And you know, this is what you get with Huffy. It's definitely not twin quality. Look at that. That's not even attempted to be pressed on. That's not really wear. That's just poorly made. Look how it's beveled in. There's no machined edge on there. I might be able to put a different one on that fits better. I could tack some tacks here and file it down. We'll get to that later. That's really unacceptable. And what makes it worse is this piece goes on. So that even bridges it up even more away from that little machine area. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, that's not happening. Anyway, we're going to drill this. Yeah, we're going to come over here and drill this. Give me a second to set it up. I got all this stuff in the way. Yeah, because I'm actually doing other stuff today. Okay, give me a sec. All right, let's blow this sucker out. Not too bad, I guess. Let's go in this hole here, and then we'll look out here. Must have got it all. There's another hole. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think we're okay. Oh yeah, okay. There's something in there. Okay, I wouldn't call that like rust free or anything. There's a spider web there. But yeah, we're ready to clean up those threads and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll probably go down to Hearn Cycle and look around. He's much cheaper than buying stuff online. He lets me look in his back room, which is kind of a privilege. So I'll look around and I'll measure this fork. If I see some tubular fork that's set up for brakes and has the tubular action, or even the tubular V-brake fork, because we do have the V-brake parts. I mean, we're all going all out here. You know, we're really going all out. We got a back brake now. This is important. But if, you know, push come to shove, I can use this one. It's drilled for a brake now. Did I weaken it? Probably. Could I hit that with some MIG welding? No. Does the race fit very good on there? Absolutely not. It's crap. But this part's done and it looks pretty good. Let's put that back brake on so you guys can... I think I already showed you that, but I'll show you again. We're that special. Yeah, hope everyone's doing okay. And, you know, get out there and if you got some projects, they're not going to get done by themselves. They need you. They need you to make it happen. You know? You get the idea here. I need the right spacer. This is just chucked on real quick. And I did check it with the back wheel. And we're golden. I mean, it's not perfect. Well, I just dropped the camera. Anyway, I think we're going to be all right here. We can take a big pair of adjustable wrench and bend that down a little bit. I think it does have to go down, or I can make the spacer go down a little bit. We'll see. We'll see how that works. I think this is in the adjustable phase right now, and yeah, I think we're doing all right. I think this is just going to be a sprayed black with yellow dribbles. We will see. All right, you guys be good. Keep it positive. You know, just keep rolling along. We're doing good here. We built a table plus working on the bike. Yeah, it's good. Okay, we'll get to this soon. Don't worry.